Hi, Sharks. My name is Safira, and this is my husband, Maurizio.
So I know what you're thinking. Wow, these entrepreneurs have incredible names. We also have an incredible business.
And we're here seeking $200,000 for 5% of our company.
See, Sharks, like most
Man,
couples,
that's
we
crazy.
have a lot in common, including our intense sweet tooth.
Luckily for Maurizio over here, his stomach is bulletproof. He could eat a razor blade and be totally fine. Me, on the other hand, my digestive system is, let's just say, less than optimal.
See, Safira here is allergic to air, wind, dust, and even loud words. So she'd be stuck eating desserts that taste like wet sandals.
Maurizio is mostly right. So I started whipping up my own desserts made from whole, plant-based ingredients that my sensitive system could tolerate and his more traditional taste buds could enjoy.
And that's when we quickly realized a dessert made with healthy ingredients that taste decadent was nowhere to be found.
Sharks allow us to take you where you've never been before.
Nowhere!
Nowhere Bakery is an allergen-friendly dessert company specializing in cookies and brownies made with better for you ingredients that are free from dairy, eggs, gluten, soy, refined sugar, sugar alcohols, and are paleo-friendly.
All right, Sharks, who's ready to fill our cookie jar and help take nowhere everywhere? Now,
What's going on? I'm your host, Dave, and we're back with another Shark Tank breakdown episode. Now, this is it's a pretty cool one. It seems like you have another husband and wife dynamic duo. Again, like I said before, I'm starting to love these businesses that are kind of ran by husband and wife. This one seems like they're from across the pond. It seems like they have an accent, so I'll be interested in seeing where they're from as they're getting off into their story once the Sharks start kind of drilling down on them. Hey, I tell you what, man, as somebody who's man, I love sweets. Now I can't kind of deal with the milk anymore. So when they say I'm free from dairy and all that other stuff, that's great. The stomach doesn't hold up like it once used to. So I'm kind of a big almond milk guy. Anytime I'm getting a latte or something like that, I go with the almond milk if I'm eating a bowl of cereal. So it seems like this dessert, this bakery that has some healthier options, some healthier ingredients is a good thing. The three things that I try to look for is how simple is the product or service, how effective is it, and what's the market like. It seems like you're starting to see a lot more of these healthy food options, whether it's dessert or like entrees. So it'll be interesting as we get off into the sales and see what they're looking like. And then we'll take a look as far as the intellectual property and see what's protected. Do they have I seem like it's called Nowhere Bakery. Do they have a trademark on that? We'll look at the end, go to the United States Patent and Trademark Test database and see if they have a registered trademark or if they're filing for trademark protection. Do they have a patent on this thing? Believe it or not, on ingredients, you can get a patent on it. However, I always say the better things to do is a trade secret, because a patent only lasts 20 years, whereas a trade secret lasts forever as long as you keep it secret. You have to put certain things in place, protective measures in place so that this thing can remain a secret. So we'll see if they hit on that at all, at least during the episode, in terms of the protection of the actual ingredients and things like that. So be on the lookout for that. Again, I want to break down all this IP stuff as well as see how simple, effective, and what the market is looking like for this thing to see whether or not it has a chance of being a big star. So let's get back to it as they're continuing to pitch, and let's see what the Sharks say about this thing. Let's go.
it's time for you to dive in. In front of you is our cookie lineup, starting from left to right. We start with our award-winning chocolate chip cookie, as Mark would say, the workhorse.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks
Wait till you try it. Next to that is the candy bar cookie.
Next to that, we have the almond butter brownie and the blondie.
What Barb is holding is the world famous tag.
And then last but not least is our ABC sandwich cookie.
And that is
Already
my
looks like my favorite.
Oh my God.
That's actually my personal
Actually,
favorite.
do look pretty
It's
good.
a shortbread base, and we fill it with an almond butter caramel, and then cover that in a coconut
I
sugar sweetened
congratulate
dark
you. We've had
chocolate.
so many plant-based cookie deals, and they all taste like.
Yeah.
Kevin.
This tastes
I
like
agree.
a real cookie. It
This is
tastes
good.
That's the
absolutely
point,
delicious.
yes.
Okay, the product's good. Let's talk about the business.
When did you start it?
So Barb, we started March 2020.
Wow.
We started 2 weeks prior to the pandemic.
Wow.
Oh my God.
And we started out doing
Make it through the
direct-to-consumer,
pandemic
not
is
knowing
something
what
in
the
and of
world was
itself.
going to change into. That was the only way we were going to make business. We didn't have money for a brick and mortar. That wasn't part of our plan to begin with.
How do you find your customers?
My background is a food blogger and recipe developer.
Nice.
And so I utilize my network of other food bloggers and would send these cookies to them to enjoy, and they just organically would share on social media. And so that's how we initially got the word out. And so I was actually making these cookies by myself in the small corner of a friend's kitchen. And I was posting on social media. It was the middle of the pandemic.
She was driving from our place at 2 in the morning, Barb. She would get to the kitchen at 3, start baking, finish up at 7 before the new people can come in the kitchen, wrap everything up and go deliver everything by hand.
Good for you. So you're selling any of this stuff?
We are.
That's
So let me kind of, and I'm actually this week on Investing in Intellectual Property, the podcast that you're watching this YouTube video on. I'm actually interviewing somebody. His name is Cartez Cookies. He's a cookie company. So we're going to get off into his company. I'm not sure how expansive his menu is and kind of what ingredients they use. I'll find out more as I do the interview. But yeah, man, these healthy food options, they're always pretty interesting as well, because on one end, when you say healthier, it doesn't always translate to it being good. Please let me know if anybody who's watching this, leave a comment in the comment section how many times you have tried, whether it's regular food, but particularly desserts. When you go with the healthier option, it seems like the taste can kind of vary significantly. So it seems like the Sharks are they're giving a thumbs up as it relates to the taste of the product. And again, now they're wanting to do kind of look at the business. But man, just how it started, it seems like she couldn't try any type of dessert, any type of food, because her stomach and just kind of her body profile wouldn't allow her. So man, again, I love these stories about kind of beginning a business, starting a business based off a problem that they're experiencing on a day-to-day basis, and not just having that ideal kind of wither away, so to speak. So man, kudos for them in doing it. It seems like she's kind of started within her, I guess, profession or level, her area of expertise. It seemed like she was a food blogger, so she knew about food. And it seems like, man, food bloggers are killing it right now. You go to TikTok, you go to Instagram, you go to, I think, Pinterest, these pages where the food bloggers are, man, getting all these eyeballs, how to cook different options, how to cook healthier options. Seems like that's really a big thing these days. So the fact that she was able to take that level of expertise as being a food blogger and kind of create her own business around, again, a healthier dessert options with her bakery. And it's good that, again, her husband get a chance to get down with her on that or work with her with regard to that. But then I guess another thing that I heard was the fact that she was doing all this by herself, and at least at the start. It seems like I would imagine they have more help. Now we'll get off into the numbers here in a little bit. But again, when you're still building a business, man, though, at least at the beginning stages, you're going to have to do the bulk of the work yourself just because you don't have the finances. Again, Cartez Cookies coming up. I had an interview coming up. I had a short call with him, and he was saying how he was doing a lot of the stuff initially on his own, but he's getting more help now as more funds and stuff are coming in. So the fact that you have to kind of start small and kind of do all this stuff yourself, don't get deterred from that. Just continue to push forward, stay persistent, knowing that at some point you're going to get a break and you're going to have to hire help from it. But man, I love the persistence at the beginning. And again, I still want to see where they're from, because it seems like they have an accent, and I would imagine I'll be interested if that kind of played a role into the success. But another thing that they talked about is kind of leveraging their resources in their community to be able to kind of pass this stuff off to her food blogger friends and colleagues so that they can push it as well. Man, that's another big thing that people can kind of just rely on or leverage, just their network, and trying to help them kind of build their business and get the business off without having to spend a lot on marketing and advertising. So that's another good thing that I'm hearing. Let's kind of go back to the video, see what they say about the business specifically, because I know they're about to get into the numbers. Let's go.
Yeah.
So in 2020, we started really getting sales in April, and we ended the year at 92,000.
Mm-hmm.
In 2021, we did 524,000 in sales.
Good number.
And then
million.
in
That's
2022, we finished the year at 770,000 in sales.
So what do you think you'll do this year?
We'll do $1 million.
Whoa.
Amazing.
So you're
Okay.
making good money off of this then
Cookie.
too.
What are you making
Because your
money?
overhead
Yeah,
is
are
nothing.
you making money?
Last year, we made 32,000.
That's not
Okay.
huge dollars.
Mind you, might I just say, we started this company with $400. And so, yeah, we have an online model, we have a
$400,
wholesale model. Our online cost is $1.92.
To make it, $1.92 to make
Yes.
it? Okay. And then you sell that directly to the consumer for what?
Yes, so anywhere between $5.50 to $6 a unit, but we sell them in 6 packs, 12 packs, and 14 packs.
$6 a unit?
And our average box sale amount is close to $80 per transaction.
Well, you have to be premium because you're in a commercial kitchen, right?
That's right.
You're not at a co-packer.
That's
so,
right.
Exactly.
You know,
And
your
we're
time
handmade.
is so valuable.
Have you thought about a co-packer to reduce your costs?
We have, and that's a a possibility. But right now we can control everything ourselves.
No, but you want to
We do
scale
limited
this.
edition.
You got to blow it up and make it big because there's so much competition.
I
in
don't
this
agree with
space.
him. Every food product I ever had that went into a co-kitchen came out of the kitchen and did it themselves again.
Yeah.
I think what makes
Co-packers
it great
never
is
work for them.
we can
quality
control the
suffered.
quality.
See, I disagree with Barbara. The only way to do that, it has to be a co-packer. I'm going to make you an offer, but I'm going to put some contingencies on it, okay? Because that's the only way I see it happening. I want to put it in major grocers around a brand, around the healthy concept. I'll give you the $200,000 for 20%, and here's why I want 20%. I'm going to bring the co-packer. I have one in mind that I think you're going to like, and I'm going to give him half of my equity. So I'm going to end up with 10. He's going to have 10, and we're going to blow this up because otherwise, I'm sorry, I'm not interested.
What if the co-packer screws up, Kevin? And what if you want to get rid of him? Now he's got half
Well,
of
I
the
think, Laura, you
Guys,
yourself...
let me clear the plate a little bit here. Tastes amazing until I looked at the back. Now I'm gonna be in the gym for 17 hours tonight because
Oh no, how many calories?
one cookie is 300 calories.
Oh my God!
Now, for some people, that's not bad.
It typically
real
be like
food,
100,
right?
No, I
150
get it,
calories.
right? And it's filling and all that. I'm not taking anything away from it. But for a lot of people, it's not bad. For someone who tries to count calories every day, it is. And so that's the problem.
And I want to stop that and kind of piggyback off Mark's theme, man. And it's interesting because you think that healthy options mean lower calories, but that is not always the case. I'm similar to Mark. I try to count my calories every day, and I just had some cookies last night, and again, each cookie is only like 100, 150 calories, which, okay, I can do a couple cookies, but you're talking about 300 calories per cookie. And that's a ton. You figure 2 cookies, that's almost a third of what your daily intake can be. So I'll be interested to see how big that plays a part in things going forward. What you think? Would you eat a cookie that's 300 calories per cookie? Or are you saying, hey, man, it's a dessert. Why are you looking at the calorie count anyway? Because you know it's going to be crazy amount of calories. Leave your thoughts in the comment section with that one, man. I think that's interesting. So let's kind of see if any of the other sharks piggyback off Mark's concern.
I have with it. So for those reasons, I'm out.
I feel like I know everything about this space. Through Daisy, through Pipcorn, I have a few failures. You learn more from failing, honestly. So I feel like I'm capable of helping you. I will give you $100,000 cash, an additional $100,000 credit line for 15%.
Better off
So
than Devin.
I think what you've done is really smart. I'm a bit in the same family as Mark, though. So for the higher calorie content, unfortunately for me,
I wonder if
I'm
there's a way
out.
to lower the calorie content.
Thank you, Lori.
Thanks,
Big fans.
Lori.
We love you.
You know, if Kevin wanted to split that deal, I would. So,
So you wanna
if you
split-
want it, I'll split your deal.
I'd do that. I'd do that. I think
Okay.
2 sharks is
Okay,
better
so
than
see,
one.
they have some motion.
Two offers. What do you guys want to do?
They have some motion.
Two sharks are out. Maurizio and Safira have an offer on the table from Kevin and Jason and another from Barbara for their clean dessert company, Nowhere Bakery.
I just want to tell you one thing that I just realized. I've invested in a company called Kate's Cookies.
She's selling
She
herself.
sold to investors, let some foxes into her hen house, got out of the kitchen, went to a different kitchen. They went out of business. She told me she would never leave her kitchen again or leave it in anyone's hand. She thought the most important part of running a bakery business was being the baker. And I believe her. She learned it the hard way. And so far as you have to accept other things, a different way
Have
of
you ever
working,
heard of a brand?
that's what she
you
did.
ever
It was
heard
a
of a brand
mistake.
called Cinnabon? You
Absolutely.
think the guy that started that makes the Cinnabuns?
No, but I
She
think
said
that-
she's all right with that.
If you want
And I think that's a good point. And that's, I mean, I think these strategic partnerships on Shark Tank is big because on one end, and I don't know the bakery business all that well, but on the other end, and I interviewed a guy, Mike McFall, the CEO of Big B Coffee, which is a competitor to Starbucks. And again, this company does over $250 million a year in annual revenue, almost have 400 stores worldwide or nationwide, and they make coffee. And again, but I always think in terms of kind of running a restaurant or a bakery, I'm always of the mindset of you have to franchise to really make money. In terms of kind of you having these individual bakeries, you're not going to make a lot of money. Hey, please leave a comment in a comment section if you agree with that mindset, or if we have anybody who have expertise in the bakery or the food industry. Let me know your thoughts on that. I'm kind of not interested as an investor to have just one or two brick and mortar locations, or where I got to essentially make all the bakery or make all the cookies or the dessert myself and then try to sell. I think you're very limited and capped just from my limited understanding in that world. However, it seems like from what Barbara is saying, and I kind of hear the other side of it as well, is, hey man, once you give up control of kind of you making it and things like that, then that's kind of the beginning of the end. So these are like two competing ideals. Can they both be successful? Again, let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section. If I had to get into it, I'll go the Kevin route to make it a brand and franchises and get it in other retail locations. But I mean, I understand what Barbara is saying, and it seems like kind of she has some not experience per se, but she has real life situations that she can kind of point to say, hey, they would tend to agree with her. So let me know what you guys think. Let's get back to it and see what they end up going out with. Let's go.
Spend the rest of your life with that hat on in a kitchen.
It's too early.
Go this way.
It's too early to get out of the kitchen. I'm sorry.
But you guys have to be comfortable with the fact that if you take this deal, your jobs are changing.
Right.
Maybe you're ready
honestly,
for it.
I've done every job under the sun with this company, so I'm ready.
Will you be okay if you never cook again?
Yeah.
Running this company?
I'm sure she'll be okay.
She'll be thrilled.
You have two
cook other
offers,
things.
and they're kind of different.
They are
You have
different.
to decide what you want to do.
Here's what we're thinking. We weren't prepared to give away 15. Would you be willing to give us 400,000 for that 15%?
No,
They want to double.
I don't think you need that much money, and no, I wouldn't be comfortable.
Not for a cookie business.
Would you go down to 12.5%?
They're working her though.
The same
I like
deal for
that.
12 and a half?
Yeah, you'd be okay with that. 100% equity.
Yes, I would.
There you go. Deal.
Barbara, we would love for you to be our sugar mama.
All right, baby.
You got a deal.
You had a
Got
deal.
yourself a
Good
good
for them.
Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you.
Tough
We
one.
tried.
Yeah,
We tried.
Thanks, Barbara.
Man, that's good stuff. Let's check out their website. Man, it seems like they're doing good with their cookie business, actually selling actually they kind of every year, man. If you a business you can make it through the pandemic, I think, man, you're well on your way. So Nowhere Bakery, obviously they have the deal with Barbara here. We got a deal. And I like that. I'm not sure. We'll check and see if this Nowhere Bakery is a registered mark. If it is, I always recommend, as an intellectual property attorney with almost 10 years of experience doing this, to put an R in a circle, even if it's not a trademark term. It seems like they're using it as a trademark term. So I will put the letters TM at the end of it. If it's not registered yet, that at least puts people on notice that they're using it in a trademark sense. Again, they didn't talk about the patents or the trade secrets, but like I said, this is not something, even though you can get a patent on the cookies to the extent that the formula is new, I would always lean on the tours of a trade secrets with these food products. No seed oil use, kind of telling you paleo friendly, food map friendly, plant-based. They got some good stuff in there. It doesn't necessarily mean it's lower in calorie count, but I like the packaging. I think that's cool. Let's go to the bottom here. I like the fact that they're showing what's names. Oh yeah, they don't seem to have any patents on it and whatnot. Which again, no big issue. I would keep this as a trade secret as opposed to a patent. Let's go to the test database and see whether or not they have a trademark that's registered on this one. Let's go. So what I did was I went to Google beforehand. I typed in TESS. That's the United States Trademark Database, that if you file in a trademark or you have a trademark registered, it will pop up in its database. As we see here, one of the first marks, Nowhere Bakery. Seems like it's a California corporation. They have it. It seems like it's pending. So pending means they filed a trademark application. It's not yet registered. It's going through the registration process, which again, as I said before, since it's not registered, I will put the TM. When I'm showing Nowhere Bakery, I'll put the TM in the bottom lower hand corner to put people on notice that we're using this in a trademark sense. Although it's not registered, we're using it in a trademark sense. And then once it becomes registered, then that's when you put the R in a circle. It seems like class 30, when you go to register your trademark, you have to pick the number of classes, what classes you want to register it in. It seems like class 30 here, as you see here, is bakery goods. So cookies, mixes, brownies, cakes, things like that. So they have that all taken care of. And Nowhere Bakery, it seems like it was, this is interesting. It seems like at some point they had a logo. Well, this is a cookie logo, which you're not going to get a trademark on a bend-off cookie. There's no way you're going to do that, especially for a bakery company. So I can see why they abandoned that trademark. There's nowhere. It seems like this is a software company. Yeah, transportation company. Seems like you have a few other terms of nowhere that's registered retail goods, hotels. So, I mean, again, you see that it's trademark applications that are actually registered and pending in different industries, which is not a bad thing. If you think of Delta, the Faucets, Delta Airlines, those are two of the exact same names in different industries. So that's not a big thing. It seems like the Nowhere Bakery is not, from that quick search, is not taken already. So as an IP attorney, I would feel very comfortable that they're going to be able to get a trademark on the term Nowhere Bakery, which is great because, again, as an IP attorney, I'm always for you protecting your intellectual property, particularly even though they're not going the big brand route as Kevin wanted to. You would imagine at some point they're building a brand. So to be able to trademark the Nowhere Bakery, I think is going to be important. And they're taking steps to do that. So good for them. I'm glad that they got a deal with Barbara. Seems like Barbara has some experience to help them along from a strategic partnership standpoint, and good for them. So again, let me know, would you try these cookies, these brownies, the food? Again, that's something that I want to hear from you on. I probably would, but would it be a staple in my wheelhouse? I'm not sure, given the calorie content. Typically, if I'm eating dessert, I typically like to at least have a couple cookies to really kind of get into it, as opposed to having one cookie and knowing that's 300 calories. So that's, I guess that's a kind of a Debbie Downer for me personally. But let me know, do you care about the calories when you are eating dessert, whether it's cookies, brownies, cakes, things of that sort? So love to hear from you. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about just the company overall. Please like the button if you enjoyed the content. I'm trying to provide you guys valuable insight as an intellectual property attorney, kind of going through the IP of these different companies and just kind of giving you my thoughts. So again, hopefully you appreciated this video. And until next time, signing off.